Oh, hey there, how you doing today? Welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farm. So glad you could join us. For those that are returning, we love having you join us. And for those that have stumbled across our channel or maybe got a referral from a friend or a fellow gardener, we appreciate you stopping by, and we hope that you'll consider clicking that subscribe button and following us. We're starting from scratch, or we started from scratch I should say, last November. Started with building the greenhouse and building structure to our farm, such as things like our project today. So in an earlier episode we created this new propagation frame which measures 8 feet in length, 24 inches in width, so 8 by 2 feet. And what we need to do today is to build a lid for it so that it will help keep in the moisture and so our cuttings won't dry out. And that's what I'm hoping to do today, is to be able to create and build that structure so we can add that to this frame. I don't have storm glass windows like I have for the other smaller frames, so what we're going to do is build a frame and then use some of our leftover greenhouse plastic to use that to enclose this particular frame that we built. So that's it. So if you want to take a break now, this would be a great time to do it while we get set up over at our shop and get things rolling with the build part of this frame. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back and we're over here at our miter saw, and we've got our material. We're using 2x4, and this happens to be a 2x4 by 12 pressure treated board, so it will withstand the rough weather conditions it's going to be exposed to, and hopefully will last us many years. So we're going to cut this into the sizes that we need. So we need 2 lengths at 8 feet. So we're going to cut our first 8 foot length here. And I've already checked, the end here is square, so the sawmill did a good job on this one. And we're just going to mark out 8 feet here. We'll make our pencil mark, and then we'll use our square here to square things up, give us a nice straight cutting edge here. Alright, we'll get our piece of material here in line with our cutting blade. That looks good. We have it up against the fence here. Okay, we'll set this 8 foot piece to the side. Alright, so our next objective, since we have this piece here, which should measure approximately 4 feet, and it does, it actually measures 4 feet and about a ½ inch. So we've got a nice straight edge here on this end, so we're going to bring our support in. And we're going to measure 2 feet here, or 24 inches. We'll put a mark. Again, we'll use our square to get a nice straight line to follow. And this will also help us to line up our blade. Okay. Now this piece of board here has a little bit of a wave to it, so I may cut the other 2 by 4 by 2 feet in length from another board, just so we get a nicer piece of surface here. So we'll set that aside. I'll take this over and set it over with our other board we just cut. Alright, so now we're gonna just check the sawmill here for accuracy, and that looks pretty good. So wherever this came from, they've got their equipment set up just right. So let's measure out 8 feet here. All right. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try to get our other 2 foot length here out of this piece. Okay, we'll put this on the other end. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably cut 2 more 2 foot lengths, so we'll have some support in the middle of this frame. So we may wind up using that wavy side anyway, and we'll just turn it down. So remove the tag. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like we're building furniture that's going to go indoors. This is outdoors, but I want to try to get it as square as we possibly can. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got everything set up here. We've got our boards laid out for our lid, for our propagation frame. And so now we're going to go ahead and get some screws in here to put this thing together. We're using a exterior decking screw, has a torque head on it, so it requires a torque bit. Okay, we've completed the frame for our lid on the new propagation frame. Also went ahead and added some hinges so that we'll be able to lift it up, hopefully with ease, lift it up when we need to get in there to take out the cuttings that have rooted or to insert new cuttings. So that's the plan. So we're going to go ahead and carry the frame out. I still need to add a handle or two onto the front of this frame. But we're going to go ahead and get it out there and get it set up, and then we'll add the plastic after we get it installed, because I don't want to put the plastic on now and then puncture a hole in it after we've got it installed. So let's go back out to the greenhouse. Okay, we moved our lower frame out, that was a chore, and I'm sorry I didn't videotape that, but it took a little effort to move about 500 pounds of sand inside the lower frame. Then we took the upper frame off and we attached our lid with the hinges using the screws that came with the hinges. And then we reinstalled it, watered in the sand around the cuttings we already have. And the lid works really good. And we'll be able to set it all the way back. We will not need to use any kind of props to hold it up. It's gonna be just fine, just like that. And so we'll just need to add a handle here and get our plastic installed with the trim board around it, and this will be a complete project. So, getting exciting. All right, it's getting late in the afternoon. The sun's starting to set. I need to get inside and clean up a little bit, prepare dinner for my wife and son when they get home. So we'll pick up on this project hopefully tomorrow. I think we're supposed to have another beautiful day, very similar to today. Hopefully less windy. Hey Riley, come here. Come here. And so we'll pick up tomorrow with this project and hopefully get this done. And we've got another project that we're going to be working on as well. I don't know whether we'll get to it tomorrow, but we'll see inside the greenhouse. So until tomorrow morning, we'll see you. Well, good morning and welcome back. We're going to try to finish our project here of installing this lid. Well, it's installed. Let me let you look at it. So we've got the hinges on, as you probably saw from earlier, and I like the fact that it goes all the way back so I can get down here and work with no fear that it's going to come down on me. So we're going to install a handle today. We'll put a handle right here in the middle. Because I won't be able to grab the middle 2x4 post here because I'm going to cover this with the greenhouse plastic we have left over from the greenhouse. But in order to do that, I need to give that greenhouse plastic some support. So I've got kind of an idea. Initially I was thinking of maybe putting some hoops using some of the plastic conduit that we had left over from our electrical wiring project that we did last year, running the electricity out to the greenhouse. But if I did that, and it would be great if this was like moved away from the greenhouse, but if I had that on here, I wouldn't be able to get it back probably much more than about like maybe there. And so I don't like that. I like the fact I can go all the way back and I know it's not going to come forward. So we're going to keep it flat. But I need to put some additional support here because if we get any heavy snow or a lot of rain, and just the force of that weight could pull the plastic in on top of our cuttings, and we don't want that. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll get the frame finished inside of the lid and hopefully be able to install the plastic and the handle and call this project done. So let's go over to the workshop and let's get started on this frame. All right, as you can see, I've put together what I hope to be a solution to our problem here. We just, let me remove this for a second. You can see if we had plastic on here and it got weighted down with heavy snow or rain, it would really cause the plastic to pull away from the staples and screws that we're going to use to hold it in place. So it needs a support. This is the system that I came up with. I've already got one installed down here on the other end. Let me see if I can show you that. Yeah, you can see that there. So what we're going to do is open this up. Like so. And here you can see I've already got this one installed. So we're going to install this one now. And now we're going to put some 2.5-inch screws to fasten these on this end. And we're using our Power Pro 1 decking exterior grade screws. They're torqued. Number 10, 2.5 inch. Okay, so before we do that, let me get a few. Alright, so we just have the middle section to do, and then we will probably not have time to get the plastic on, so we have to come back probably tomorrow to do that. But we're making slow but steady progress. Okay, we're just installing the last frame here. Get this screw started. All right, very good. Now we've got plenty of support. It's not going to go anywhere. We'll just put our handle on and the plastic, and we'll be good to go. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning and welcome back. This is day 3 of our propagation lid project. I can't believe it's actually taken us 3 days, but if we were to go back and look at the actual time, probably if you had maybe 3 or 4, 5 hours to dedicate without any interruptions, you probably could get this done. But for me, it just seems like every time I get started I have to stop. So anyway, so I'm hoping to wrap this up today. So we've got a piece of our leftover UV plastic for the greenhouse. We're going to put that on here, staple it, then we're going to cut a trim molding to go around it to just give it an extra little bit of support, and just for decoration, I guess, too. So it'll serve both purposes. So let me bring the plastic in, let me get my staple gun ready, and if you need to take that break, now might be a good time. Okay, now that we've got our plastic installed, we'll go ahead and cut our trim boards. I'll measure those, go cut them on the chop saw, bring them back, and we'll install those. Alright, as you can see, I've cut our trim boards and have got them in place. They look to fit pretty well. So I'm going to pre-drill some holes, and then we'll anchor them down with these exterior wood screws. Okay, we've got our trim fastened to our lid. So now it's just a matter of trimming the plastic out and installing the handle. So that's next. Okay, now it's just a matter of taking some measurements and installing the handle. Okay, now that we've got our trim board installed, it's just a matter of putting on our handle, which I've already measured here. And I've pre-drilled a couple of holes, so let's see if we can get this installed. All right, I think that completes this project. Let's see how it works. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Okay, so now we can reach in here, we can stick our cuttings, water them when needed, and when we're done we can close our lid, and it's going to retain that humidity so that I don't have to water them so often. Also give them a little bit more protection from the weather. So with that being said, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider clicking that subscribe button. And if you like this project, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to add any comments, as long as they're positive, constructive, that would be awesome. Until the next episode, you all be safe out there. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.